If you have prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, listen up, because I want to tell you that carbohydrates did not cause your prediabetes or type 2 diabetes. My name is Sandy. I am a type 2 diabetic with zero advice and help from my GP on how to reverse my condition. I believed for years and years that carbohydrates are what caused my type 2 diabetes. If that's you, keep listening. You need to hear this. So there's this old way of thinking that many people and many medical professionals have, that when you eat carbohydrates, your blood glucose will spike and therefore your pancreas will oversecrete insulin, and this in turn will downregulate your insulin receptors and therefore cause you insulin resistance. And this cycle will continue as long as you keep eating carbohydrates. Now, carbohydrates are not the fault for this cycle. Well, there's two types of carbohydrates. The first is whole complex carbohydrates, which are actually good for you. And the second type are your refined carbs. And yes, they to some extent do have a part in that continuous cycle. So listen, I know people blame carbs all the time for this issue. I've been there and I've done it myself. So you eat, I know, a banana or an apple, okay, as a whole fruit, and then your blood sugars go up and you blame that apple or that banana for increasing your blood glucose and giving you that spike. But they're healthy carbohydrates. They come into that complex carbohydrate category, and they're not the problem. The problem here is that you have developed insulin resistance at a cellular level. Okay, and this has happened because of many, many years of eating too many calories that have come from refined carbohydrates or saturated fats. You did not develop type 2 diabetes overnight. Simple. Think about the sugar, think about all the takeaways, think about the amount of alcohol you've drunk, think about the amount of pastries, cakes. All of that is what's helped you to develop your prediabetes or type 2 diabetes. You understand this concept, you will stop blaming carbohydrates as a cause of diabetes. Now, what I have found is that if you decrease your saturated fat intake and increase your whole complex carbohydrate intake to around about 60% of your daily calorie intake, your A1C and your fasting glucose comes down. Yes, amazing, I know. Follow if you found this useful and want some more hints and tips, and maybe share with somebody that needs to hear this.